The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan is one of those fantasy books that you can just sit back and disappear for days, for months, for years, for a lifetime. And that's one of the things that I love about fantasy. You can really just lose yourself in a world for as long as you want. I just finished chapter 26, and though I am interested to see what happens, I really just feel like I want to take it slow and just bask in the glory of a really good fantasy book. The first half of the book has, for the most part, been like a travel vlog. We're going from place to place and running away from dark friends. And I've actually really enjoyed the dynamic that the Fellowship has. Did I say Fellowship? I mean the travelers that these traveling companions have. And along with that, every single chase scene has been extremely engaging. My favorite character development up to this point has been Perrin and his ability to talk with wolves. Before we found that out, I kind of had no opinions about Perrin. And then as soon as we find this out, I just want to know, like, I want to see this explored further, and I'm extremely interested to find out where Robert Jordan takes this character. And honestly now, I'm more interested in where he takes all of his characters. Also Thom at the beginning, oh my gosh, he was so annoying. But every scene, every chapter, I've grown more interested in his character, and to the point where I really, really loved him. And then, what? Like, he's just gone? What is happening? As for things I'm not enjoying, not much. I was pretty snarky in my first video about the Eye of the World, but honestly, I'm snarked out. The Eye of the World has been really cool. One thing that I am annoyed about is that the Eye of the World, the title of the book, has been mentioned a couple times, and I still know nothing about it. I know the style of this book is to kind of just throw stuff out there and not really explain things, but you can't just throw the title of the book out there and just leave it hanging and not explain anything. Except, obviously you can, because it happened, and I'm still reading. Rand and Mat will both wield some kind of power. I have had this feeling since, honestly, I don't know, the second or third chapter, once I started getting to know these characters. Especially now that Egwene and Perrin have some kind of abilities, I really think that Rand and Mat are going to get something as well. Number 2, Mat is going to become a dark friend. And mostly I think this because there have been a few hints that men and the One Power don't mix. And so I think that if Mat does get power, he's going to become a dark friend. Number 3, Thom is still alive. There's actually a lot we don't know about Thom, and I think he's a dark friend. As soon as Rand and Mat told him about the dreams, the Fades showed up. Then, in Whitebridge, Thom leaves for a while, and as soon as he comes back, the Fade shows up again. And supposedly, he like stops the Fade or slows the Fade down from getting Mat and Rand. So, I guess I kind of think that, yes, he's a dark friend, but maybe he's like newly reformed, and so he has some kind of connections, but he also wants to help out Mat and Rand and the others. Number 4, Rand will participate in the Hunt of the Horn. I don't know how or why or even what it is, but it's been mentioned so many times that Rand's gonna be in it. The Fellowship will be broken. As of right now, all of the characters are acting as if they're going to all get back together. But I think that even if they do get back together, they're all going to end up going their separate ways. I see them weaving in and out of each other's stories, but even if they are able to get back together, I think that they will get split up even more than they are right now, to the point where it might be like, I don't know, seven, I don't know how many people there are in this group, but like 7 separate stories, and that's why this series is so long. According to what we know so far in The Eye of the World, the Ais Sedai broke the world, they use the One Power, they manipulate people, they're not trustworthy. But is that true for Moiraine? Is it fair for us to not trust her just because she is part of this organization, just because she's Ais Sedai? Personally, I disagree with their prejudices over the Ais Sedai in general. Fear does not equal truth. For example, Perrin distrusts his ability to communicate with wolves because it's a natural and it's similar to an Ais Sedai ability, even though he's already been told it doesn't use the One Power. But if everyone is afraid of the One Power, if all the stories tell of their connection to the bad that's happened in the world, then there must be a great deal of truth to those beliefs. Still, herd culture or belief doesn't equal truth. And speaking of herd culture, let's say you're right and the Aes Sedai have been generally shady throughout history. The group has their reputation for a good reason. But still, that does not mean that every Aes Sedai is the same. A herd culture does not mean that everyone is the same, but that many share similar characteristics. For example, Rand, Perrin, and Mat trusted Moiraine before they found out she was Aes Sedai, and even now that they know, they often still trust her. It's obvious she wants to help them, even if Aes Sedai herd culture is to be evil or untrustworthy. Moiraine is not. But we don't know why she wants to help. In the beginning, it's set up that Aes Sedai don't do anything without ulterior motive. Moiraine could easily have an ulterior motive. The fact that she gave Mat, Perrin, and Rand coins before the Trollocs showed up looking for Mat, Perrin, and Rand is proof of that. Why was she in the Two Rivers in the first place? She has a much larger view of the situation than any of the current POVs. Honestly, it's fine if you don't trust her because of her actions, but choosing not to trust her just because she's Aes Sedai is like saying everyone who likes fantasy likes Harry Potter. And I hope their judgments or prejudices of Moiraine based on her association with Aes Sedai are addressed. I trust Moiraine. And I do think that she does have a wider vision of the world than the Two River folk, and that she does have an ulterior motive besides just saving them. But I also don't think that she's hiding it out of malice. I think that she's hiding it out of necessity and probably because they wouldn't understand anyway. Thanks for watching. If that like button's not blue, see if you can change the color. And that subscribe button shouldn't be red anymore. See you guys in the next adventure.